And he's not going to tell us only about his scholarship. He's going to tell us about a total of 4 scholarships, all fully funded, covering your tuition fee, covering your monthly stipends, covering your flights to China, and every other thing that comes with a fully funded package.
Even CSE seems good because you're going to stay for free house for the whole of your program. Free room.
Wow.
Yes, you are not paying anything because it's run by government.
When you talk about Asia, right, especially scholarship in Asia, for a very long time it has been China that has been very popular, and they have a lot of funding that covers international students. So in today's episode we'll be talking about studying in China via scholarship. Guys, my guest is a very passionate person. He's extremely committed to helping youth, and he's not going to tell us only about his scholarship. He's going to tell us about a total of 4 scholarships, all fully funded, covering your tuition fee, covering your monthly stipends, covering your flights to China, and every other thing that comes with a fully funded package. My guest is no other person than Ayo.
Hello, Ayo.
Hi, Choma.
Nice to meet
Compliment of the season.
Say to you. Nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you too.
All right. So please, can you like briefly introduce yourself to people who are just seeing you for the first time? I want to know who they are listening to.
Yeah, thank you. So, hello guys. I'm Ayeni Ayodeji, but I prefer to be called Ayo. I'm in Nigeria. I'm currently on my PhD degree program in University of Chinese Academy of Sciences, under a presidential fellowship of CAS TWAS. That's the World Academy of Sciences and Chinese Academy of Sciences. The scholarship is being hosted by the World Academy of Sciences. If you are familiar with them, TWAS, I think they are in Italy,
Oh,
but
okay.
they have some partnering countries, which China, South Africa, I think Pakistan, Malaysia are also in the consortium. So I'm under the Chinese TWAS. So we call it CAS TWAS. And I think about 95% of the awardees are mainly from developing nations,
Oh,
which Nigeria is part of. And then countries like Kenya, South Africans, so many African countries are mainly the beneficiaries of this scholarship. So it's mainly for developing nations, and it's open for everyone to access it. But in a recent time, they changed the name. I was the last set of cast tours.
oh, okay.
So 2019 was the last set of cast tours. They recently changed the name to Anso.
Ah,
So for people to be aware, ANSO is Alliance for Science International Organization.
okay.
So I don't know if it is now, but there is a website for TWAS. So
Okay.
people can also visit for fellowships, opportunities. I also visit there. Even there are grants for young researchers, for junior academicians who are in developing nations. They can access about 15,000 USD.
Wow.
Yeah. So TWAS website is a very cool website.
Can you
Just
like spell
Google
it?
it.
Maybe I'll have to put it on the screen for people to check it out.
TWAS, TWAS.
Okay.
Just type twas.org. It
Okay.
is a very famous website. I think you can access fellowship, scholarships, postdoc. Postdoc is also there. So
Wow.
I always encourage people to visit the website for opportunities. I know that cast tours in China is now Anso. My set is the last set of cast tours in China, 2019. But last year, they launched the Anso, which they have the same package like cast tours. But of course, there is a reduction in the stipend. So, but same package, same
Okay.
treatment. So if someone is searching, search for Anso now.
Okay. So now I know you're doing pharmaceutical chemistry, and a lot of people have reached out to me and said like scholarships are only for science students now. So I want to know, is this scholarship for only science or is it for science and arts? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, yeah. Anso is mainly for 2 universities in China, even like TWAS too. So the two collaborating university are University of Chinese Academy of Sciences and University of Science and Technology, USTC. They have different research institutions that are under them. So once you are being selected for this scholarship, you must, of course, be in science, biochemistry, biology, soil science, engineering related programs. But other scholarship programs are available
Okay.
for other people that are
Okay.
not really into these 2 universities with ANSO. Of course, we are talking of ANSO now.
Which scholarships are you, can you like teach us or tell us or tell someone who wants to come to China?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about just, I think, 4 scholarships, but the famous one is a CSC.
SC.
CSC is CSC, Chinese Scholarship Council.
Oh, CSC. Okay.
CSC, Chinese Scholarship Council. Chinese Scholarship Council is a very famous scholarship, and it is available for, I think, all their universities.
Both science and
So
art.
for, yes, once you are doing science, administration, I'm not sure of that, but I
Okay.
think, yeah, they do. Law and legal studies, they do, but very few. Those ones are very few. But for administration and science related courses, you can access Chinese Scholarship Council for both master's and doctorate degree programs.
Oh, see.
And how to apply for this CSC is this. Number one, there is a platform for you to log on to and fill your CSC application. For masters and postgraduate, it is a must that you need to visit the universities you want to
Website.
apply to website. Yeah. Once you visit this university, don't stress yourself. Just look for international collaboration research or academia where you see
Academic.
some list of professors. And when you are checking this list of professors, watch out for professors in China. This is a secret, that have studied abroad, that have studied in Japan, in America. Many of them have studied in America. Many of them have studied in Japan. So your language will not be a problem. That means that professor can speak at least a reasonable
Of English.
amount of English.
Oh, I
So
see.
you won't have a problem. And then once you visit the universities, you have to send an email to the professor requesting for mentoring or supervision, very short and basic with your CV. Most times, people also fall for just sending mails anytime. For example, between Nigeria and China, we have 7 hours difference. Imagine you just send an email in your home money, right? When I'm already maybe sleeping, right? So definitely, I won't be able to see the email. And don't forget that thousands of students are sending mails. So sometimes I will just pick the one that
Upwork.
I can read
Yeah.
on top, right?
I see. You used
So
work
that
with
by
the
the
time zone of the country you're
of
targeting.
the country, yes, work with the time zone of the country so that they can be at work and receive your email. And of course, early morning because of our mood. I prefer in the morning or target the lunch time, something like that, when people are relaxed, the mood matters. So once you get a very good positive response, I'm very sure that the professor will give you an acceptance letter.
Ooh.
This acceptance letter is basic from the faculty, from the international college. The international college will they will stamp it and send you like an attachment, and then that shows that you have secured a professor, a supervisor, and then you can go to the CSC platform, CSC website. Just Google it. It's a very famous website, CSC China. You just Google it and you see the application portal. In that platform, you can apply for maximum of 3 universities. It's a national platform, right? It's like a unified system. So the person will be automatically be given one.
One. Okay. Yeah.
But you have three slots, right? So you'll be given one. So that qualifies you for the CSC scholarship. Especially that's basic for masters. But for postgraduate, for PhD, if you are contacting your supervisor, of course, you need to be more serious. You need to send research intention. Some will like to have your research proposal. Some will like to request for your transcript and all that. So for PhD, gather your documents as much as you can. I mean, your research proposal, your research intention, and then a soft email and your CV. And of course, if you have your documents, you can also attach it alongside to the professor. And once he or she replies you, most likely they are going to set up an interview, maybe through Skype. Skype is very accessible for people in China too. So they have a Skype meeting with you. Another gist about this Skype is this. Many of these interviews are going to be organized by international students in the lab. So you have to watch out, right? They will
Ah.
be part of the committee that will interview the prospective candidate.
Hmm.
So these are things that people should know about. So the teacher may not be able to be fluent in English, but the professor will use those students or people who could be sure that you are real, you are the owner, you know what you want to come
Yeah.
and do. Also, I think it's about you also need to know about the uh, area of your interest, the area of interest of the supervisor before sending mails. Because it's somehow you want to do engineering, you are sending mail to somebody who is doing chemistry, you won't get reply.
No, you won't get a reply.
You want to send an email, you just do BCC, blind copy, you won't get reply. So these are some of the things I encourage people to take their time to do. Draw a table, a Microsoft or Google Sheet, put name, uh, email address, even phone number, area of interest of the professor. Then put another column, accomplishments. So you will be thinking, you will be taking it. Oh, I've sent mail to this. I'm awaiting reply for this.
Yeah.
This show, these are ways to quickly be sure that you are going to get a scholarship in China.
Oh,
Anything more?
this CSC now you talked about, it's literally like it's just like a portal like application, but you
Yes.
prepare this document beforehand. And so one major step is apart aside the normal scholarship documents like CV and maybe transcript, you should have at least gotten a supervisor's response. That acceptance letter increases your chances when they ask you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Some
sense.
people, some people don't face this rigorous process. You could be lucky to just apply to the to the scholarship base and just pick some universities. For masters, it's a little bit relaxed because they may not ask you for proposal.
Yeah.
But for PhD, it is a must. And I always encourage for PhD also, you need to visit and read maybe on ResearchGate, Google Scholar about your
Professor.
proposed supervisor, professor, so that you can be familiar with his methods. Because you can't just go and bring another methodology that you've never used, and the professor here too have never used, and then you are proposing something new. They will not
Yeah,
buy you another equipment that they don't
bogus
know.
grammar. So
Then try as much as possible to be real. Uh, Sometimes I encourage people to put their link of ResearchGate, because a click on the link can show your citation, your your of course your research interest, how
yeah,
many papers you have published. Of course,
okay,
I can see those things there too. So especially for PhD, this problem is mainly for PhD.
okay, okay.
Yeah, PhD. But for masters, you
It's
can just
easier.
contact a supervisor and get someone. Yeah, it's very easy for that.
So this scholarship now, when does it flag open?
It opens every December,
Ooh.
of every year, and it runs to 31st of March.
So it's currently going on now,
It's
guys. Like,
currently going
act on
on.
this
So
information.
people are currently getting acceptance letter right now. I and another sure way to get acceptance letter for PhD is this. Most research groups, they will have international students, right? And sometimes they may have your country-mate, right? Some professors now relies on their students to recruit international students for them.
Okay.
So people should also learn to network uh, on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
on social media. All these people are there, even on Twitter.
Yeah.
So networking is important. Exactly. When you are looking for opportunities, be on this network and be polite, contact them softly. And then sometimes, if you are lucky, their professor may be looking for students. Because
And they
this
will
thing
now
is
use
very,
through them.
and yes, this, and then some professors, they will say, I recruited a student from University of Ibadan. Please help me look for a student from University of Ibadan.
Mm.
So you see how all these things comes to play.
Comes to
So
play,
you have to
network.
be your network has
You
to
don't
be
know where
very,
your
very
helper is.
exactly. Your
If
network has to be. Some of us, we didn't know anybody. Of course, there is always a grace of God, but I must be sincere with you. Currently, people get scholarship recruitment through
Yeah, I don't
others
even
who
think,
are
apart from the fact that there's always a human factor from the graduate student, I feel like the professors just feel like, okay, you are from this same country. I know little or nothing about your country. So use your
yeah,
sense of judgment, being that, especially when the
exactly,
person is a good student to the professor too,
exactly,
and a reliable
exactly,
student. So the professor is like, okay,
exactly,
use, I know you're a good student, so use your good student mind and your country mind and pick out of all these Nigerians that have sent me email, pick one for me or pick two
exactly,
for me. So I think I've
exactly.
heard of that happening before.
No, then there is provincial scholarships. So many provinces are in China, so different uh, provinces, they run some scholarship package too for international students.
Okay.
So, for example, Sichuan province, they have a province for international students. The difference is, I think it's about the stipend.
Okay.
Maybe CSC is, for
Stipend is
example,
more.
I'm not saying stipend factor, but there is a difference between all
Okay,
these
both
scholarships
stipends.
by stipends, yes.
Okay.
But you will enjoy the same thing. Even CSC seems good because you're going to stay for free house for the whole of your program, free room.
Wow.
Yes, you are not paying anything because it's run by government. It's Chinese government. So you're not going to pay anything for your accommodation. Provincial, I think the same. But Anso, you are going to pay.
Okay, so
Or
you've talked about
counselors,
three
you are
now,
going to
Anso, CFU, provincial. Now for this provincial,
CSC, CSC.
CSC, sorry. For this
Mhm,
provincial now, for CSC, you already told us to check the website. How do you check
mhm.
for provincial scholarships? How do you know which?
Yes, yes. Most provincial scholarships are attached to the universities in that province. So,
Okay.
so you go to, for example, if we are looking for uh, Sichuan University, Sichuan University. Sichuan is a name of the province. So the university has a website where they will advertise the provincial scholarship. So you have to take your time to use translator. Maybe you use Google Chrome so that it can translate the page
Oh,
for
okay.
you to English. Most of them have English uh, what's it called, page that you can translate
Yeah,
your
that what I
page.
wanted to ask now. Is there no English
Yeah,
page?
I think there are, but I'm afraid that the content, the richness of English may not be as
Will
rich as
drop.
would drop
I've
as
noticed that
the
too.
Chinese version.
I've
And
noticed
then,
that. So it's
uh,
better to, yes, you look at the English just for an overview, but
yes,
still try to translate to the Chinese in case there is something
yes,
they did not
yes,
update.
yeah, yeah.
True.
And then your professor, if you are nominated for CSC, and let's say the person did not get the CSC, your professor can assure you of getting provincial. So it's a two-way thing. Your professor can assure you that, okay, you are not going to, this, it seems you didn't get CSC scholarship. Will you be willing to take provincial scholarship?
Ooh, so
So
that's why it's
it's
good to
not,
contact a professor.
yeah, then even if you are not going to still get the provincial, if your supervisor is so much keen and interested in you, your professor can bring you on the name of his research group scholarship. This is another scholarship now. I have a friend who is on this program.
Oh,
Is
research group
here,
scholarship. Oh,
yes.
okay.
His
So,
stipend, everything is from the professor.
wow.
Yeah,
So
because
now
let me,
for this, from what I picked from what you said now, for provincial example now, if you want to, let's assume now Japan, you say, okay, let me go and check Miyagi prefecture. So if somebody has a particular province in mind or from Google have a
mhm,
province, person should just go to the universities in that province and be
yeah,
searching and their international website page. Most times you will see. But it's
yes.
advisable to at least contact a professor and ask about that too, right?
Yes, I think most times most provinces have provincial scholarship. It's also very well known. On an average scale, 80% people get CSC more. CSC is very accessible. But if at the end that the person did not get CSC, you can even write a soft email to your supervisor requesting for any other scholarship opportunities like provincial scholarship, or is there any research
Research
group
group.
funding? So these are things that people should learn. Don't just give up that I didn't get CSC. I will wait till next year. Send a soft email to your supervisor. He may not know. Some of them may not know. Some might know. But send them an email informing them that is there any other opportunities like provincial scholarship.
The
Don't
reason
just
why this
don't give
information needs
up.
to be out there because at least you act from the place of information. If you just say, "Is there any other
Exactly.
scholarship?" Person may just be like, "No." But when you now mention like, person may not be like, even if person doesn't know, person will now go and ask about it to reply you.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
actually true. So guys, Ayo has
Exactly.
actually mentioned four scholarships. Like this is a very loaded interview. He mentioned the one he's on. He mentioned CSU. He
Mhm.
mentioned the provincial, and he has mentioned research group scholarships. Four. From what I'm picking from this, majority of these scholarships are linked to getting a
CSC.
professor, getting a position
Mm.
in a laboratory. So now I
Mhm.
want to ask, because I think you've already mentioned, you've talked about like you already touched things like advice and little tips here and there. But I want to ask, what common mistakes do you see people make, especially as regards this email part? Because I feel like for China, there's a lot with, I think Japan too, a lot, you have to send a lot of emails. So what common mistakes have you seen, maybe in retrospect or from your conversations with people or your friends over there, common mistakes that you can address so that people avoid them?
So let's run through the mistakes. One, when sending an email, try as much as possible to uh, to address the professor by their name. Dear Professor Chen Yang,
Not
maybe
sir or ma.
not sir or ma, please. Secondly, China doesn't have Google enable service provision. What I mean is this: Google, if you send an email from your own country, it may be spam immediately. It may enter spam. So I always encourage people, if you are sending an email to a teacher, we call them teacher, or a professor, try to send through Yahoo Mail. If you send through Google, the teacher
Gmail.
may see it. If you send through Gmail, the professor may see it, but the professor may not see it. It might enter spam.
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
So I encourage people to use Yahoo Mail and also other email platforms. Maybe I don't know, but I know of Yahoo Mail, which is very easy to open. And it should be in your own name, not lovely 2020, you know. So secondly, increase your visibility. Thirdly now, increase your visibility on academia platform.
Like,
If you, for example, if you are not on ResearchGate because you don't have an institutional email address, I understand in Nigeria because they don't give students institutional email address except you are a professor or you are a teacher. Open Academia
academia.
Edu.
Okay.
It's another platform that you can showcase your publications. So once you are being searched on Google, they can easily find some of your letters, you know, online. Try as much as possible to publish even at your best local journal or Nigerian university-based journal, especially for PhD. And I also encourage masters. If they are rating, you will step up,
Climb
right?
up,
You
yes.
will climb up. Yeah. And also, as one of us, another mistake people do is they tend to send an email too lengthy. They're sending a love
People have
letter. You're
other
sending a
things they
love
are
letter.
doing. You can't be saying,
Yeah.
yeah, and the time when scholarships flag open, these professors have lots of emails to attend to. So nobody's
Yes.
going to sit down to be reading 10 paragraph email. On top of that,
Yes.
you now still attach your CV, everything.
CV.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. So I encourage people to keep it simple and short, of course, to make sense. And also, another mistake is when you are applying for scholarships in China and in any other country, we've talked about it briefly, don't be too rigid, be open, look for this, look for that, contact people. Don't say you are brilliant. Sometimes people should watch out for, they should look for assistance. Don't just say you have done it. And I also encourage some editing tools now that are accessible to Microsoft Office. Even free version can catch his was for you, right? Some of those errors. So these are very few basic errors that I think mistakes that people do.
our dear guests, are your final word, just a very brief final advice for viewers or people who are watching this video now.
Yeah, My advice for my fellow guys in Nigeria, in anywhere aspiring to get a scholarship, don't give up. It is not easy. I sent over 100 email requesting for supervision every 2 to 3 a.m. in the night. When I leave from work,
Yeah, I know.
break break every hold that can stop you. Break it.
Be
Internet,
determined.
electricity. Instead of watching movie with your small battery, save it to do the application. So don't give up. Keep trying. Out of 100 emails, I got about 10 responses, positive responses. So I had to see. If you send up to, you may not send up. My friend sent just one and he got. But in my own case, I sent over 100. That's a terrible request. Not only in China, to Australia, almost every day I get rejection letter in my email. Almost every day. So I didn't give up. So don't give up.
God, thank you so much, Ayo. This was really insightful. Trust me, like you schooled me. Then I imagine other people who are watching this video. Guys, like Ayo said, I will just chip in a word or two. There is nothing good that comes easy. Nothing good. None of your faith, none of your mentors, none of the people you think are super smart made it easy. I had someone recently ask me, how easy is it to get the MES scholarship? I was like, there's no scholarship that is easy. There's no, especially when it's
Yeah.
fully funded. Let's be realistic, guys. Fully funded scholarship, meaning they are going to pay you monthly stipends, your tuition fee is covered, sometimes accommodation and some other things here and there. So
Flight.
who will give you your flight, like who will give you all these things on a platter of gold? You have to be the best. You have to bring your A
You have
game,
to
and
compete.
then you have to compete. You're not coming, you're not applying, you're not the only one applying. You understand? So I would advise just keep doing you, spread your eggs. I would say that's the reason why on this channel I bring different people from different countries. Spread your eggs. Apply the China on, apply Erasmus Mundus, apply, and hopefully you send your message telling me that this platform helped you get your scholarship, right? So guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I am really grateful. Please share this video. You don't know who you will be helping. You don't know whom you will be helping. Trust me, you don't know whom you'll be helping. So guys, thank you for watching. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, and share. And don't forget, most importantly, to subscribe. See you next time on Chilo Talks. Bye for now.